What's going on, everybody? As you can see, kind of just a little bit late, but welcome to LilBigMan's Monday Night Raw review. Um, it was an interesting go home show. They didn't kick off with nothing like a recap of anything. Instead, they just like showed people arriving to the arena. So with that being said, we start off with Drew McIntyre, and he just came out to cut a promo saying that for the first time he's not, even though the crowd chanting CM Punk, he wasn't focused on CM Punk. He said the only thing he's focused on is the World Heavyweight Championship, and and he asked everybody how they feel about having a new world champion, and he was getting ready to talk about Damian Priest, but Damian Priest would come out, the basically hear what he said face to face, and Drew McIntyre said that, without Finn Balor and in the Judgment Day, he won't have a chance against him. But Damian Priest accused him of making excuses. So Damian Priest basically said, "I'm gonna give you an out. I'm gonna make it easy for you." He said that he said for the main event it would be Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor, and if Drew wins, the Judgment Day is barred from ringside. But he knows that Finn Balor is going to win. I think he said something like he knows Drew can't beat Finn Balor, but when Finn Balor does win, not that he needs them at ringside, but he wants them at ringside to witness him, to have the privilege to witness him defeat Drew McIntyre in his home country. Then Damian Priest said it didn't matter. I mean, not Damian Priest, but Drew McIntyre said it didn't matter. But you gotta admire somebody who did their own grave. Then we got a backstage promo with Dominic going into the clubhouse, only to see Liv there, to which Liv is basically telling him some not PG things. He says she told Dominic why settle for a woman that makes you call her mommy, where you can have a woman that will call you daddy. I said, oh Lord. And then she gives Dominic Mysterio her hotel room key. This is a lucky man. This man is married. He got a girlfriend and a side piece. This man got the life of most men dream of, and is all because of his work. He is nobody. His wife can't even be mad because it's all part of his job. She got to roll with the punches. Woo! I mean, wow. And trust me, it gets better. It gets better. Dominic Mysterio's a lucky man. And then we get to the first match of the night. Cause I was thinking about what happened later on tonight. That boy's a lucky man. But I remember somebody said it was reminiscent to what happened later on tonight. It was reminiscent to what happened to Randy Orton. And they said Randy Orton's wife got mad when Alexa Bliss did that to Randy Orton. I'm like, how can you get mad? It's part of his job. I mean, you gotta do what the bosses say. But yeah, so we get to the first match of the night, which is Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria. This was a good match. This was I enjoyed. This was a great opening match. I like that they basically got Lyra. She might actually, her being the Money in the Bank match, I think she might win it. But I don't know, because Jey Uso is poised to win it. I think Jey Uso is gonna win. So they gotta have a heel and they gotta have a face to win it. So I don't know, man. It's hard to predict, but this match right here was good. I got into almost prediction territory there. But no, the match was good. Lyra had the match won at one point, but thanks to the Color Kai, that didn't happen. And because of that, Io Sky would later on pick up the victory over, I think she got like a roll-up victory on Lyra Valkyrie. Um, and then we got a Judgment Day promo backstage where Damian Priest is confronting um, them about Dominic Mysterio having his hotel key, but they said everything's under control. Dominic is telling everybody that no, this is where I'm sorry, this is where that was later on because there was so many Judgment Day backstage promos I got confused. This is where he tells everybody about the I think it was just Carlito. It was Carlito, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough, and he tells them about the hotel key, and that Liv was in the clubhouse. He gave her the hotel key, and Carlito said, "That's cool." They were like, "What? That's not cool, man." He's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, that's not cool." I'm like, I said, they know. No, that was very. You was right, Carlito. That was cool. That was cool. Um, and then you hear JD, and they look and they say they see what the chateau. I think JD said the chateau, and he said, "I told you, man, you gotta say that mustache." He's on Dominic Mysterio about saving the mustache. Um, but yeah, it was like a lot of because another one coming up after this. So then we got the Miz. We got the Miz looking for R-Truth, and he bumps into Sami Zayn. Is this it? Because Sami Zayn cut 2 promos. But I'm trying to remember. Was this? Yeah, this was it. Okay. So yeah, he bumps into Sami Zayn looking for R-Truth, and he said he haven't seen R-Truth in a while, and he just trying to find R-Truth because R-Truth was left alone. They kind of always get into a match because R-Truth is kind of a goofball. So he leaves, and then Sami Zayn bumps into the Alpha Academy, or at least Tozawa, Otis, and Maxine Dupree. And Tozawa and Maxine, they saw the footage, so they know Sammy didn't do it on purpose. They know Chad Gable threw Sammy into Otis. And even Otis tried to apologize, but Sammy said he understood that he wanted to apologize to everything. But he said when I was in the bloodline, I knew at least what I was doing it for and why I was doing the things I was doing. But he said with you, I don't understand why you continue to follow Chad Gable. I just don't understand. And he explained that it's because he lost everything. He lost his Golden Peach, Mandy Rose, his tag team partner Tucker. He made reference to Mandy Rose, Tucker, and his Money in the Bank briefcase. And he said he had nothing, and Chad Gable was there. So he basically said he owes Chad Gable because Chad Gable basically saved him. But he's trying to tell him that he doesn't need Chad Gable. He needs to believe in himself, and he can't wait to the day he does. And then I told you we get another judgment. I think this is the one. I'm pretty sure this the one with Damian Priest coming in to confront them about what's going on with the Liz situation and stuff. But they say they got everything taken care of. But the whatchamacallit, the hotel key is missing. And they don't know where. I think they just don't know what happened to it, but they're sure they got everything taken care of, and they got to go get ready for their match, which is coming up next. Which is that is the next match. The second match, which is the LWO and Braun Strowman versus Judgment Day and Carlito. Remember, Carlito's not part of Judgment Day; he's considered like a prospect. Biker gang terminology. This was a good 6-man tag. Was funny. This is where things got real interesting. So the match was good. It was going good. Dominic Mysterio was getting the upper hand, but Liv Morgan would come out, and Liv Morgan would get on the on the apron. There was a QR code, by the way, but I can't remember where it was, but there was a QR code somewhere in today's episode. But bro, yeah, Dominic Mysterio. I think he had. Did he just kick he kicked somebody off the apron, and everybody was down, and Liv would get on the apron like trying to sweet talk Dominic. Dominic's like, no, no, what are you doing? And then he would get out the ring. I guess I didn't realize Dominic was clear for competition. He can actually do. He's no longer like considered injured where he can't wrestle. Now he's back on. He's back wrestling. So I'm like, okay. I noticed him in his ring gear. I was like, wait a minute, is he wrestling? I didn't know he was clear to compete. But yeah, he would end up going to he would end up going to the outside of the ring and try to get Liv to get down and leave. But whatchamacallit, Zelina Vega would like knock Liv off the rope, off the apron, and she would land on Dominic and do a not so PG straddle of Dominic Mysterio. Man, he was a lucky boy. That was like, woo. Dominic Mysterio was living a life. But the key thing here is, other than that not being so PG, was that in my opinion, I think Liv, when they left, Liv came back and got the key card, and she would take that, and like while she was straddling Dominic, I think she like slid it in his clothes. But that plays into a later Judgment Day backstage promo. I told you they had a lot of backstage promos. But the match itself was good. That was probably like the highlight of it. Oh, and then Zelina and Liv were getting into a brawl. But this will all lead into Braun Strowman and Dragon Lee working together to get the victory. Ricochet and Ilya had a backstage promo where they just was, he was telling, I think Ricochet was telling Ilya that he got this tonight against Braun Breaker. And he said he know he does, but once he finished with Braun Breaker, they can settle their differences as well. They settled, that little who's better thing. We got a Damage Control backstage promo where Io, they tried to confront Io, ask her what was that, how she was acting earlier, and she was like, I took care of it, but then she went crazy and said Damage Control needs to change, and storms off. Oh yeah, I forgot, because they tried to take advantage of beating up Lyra Valkyrie, and the party girls, Katana Chance and Kayla Carter, will come out and try to and came out and saved her. So I think that's when she got mad about that people were stepping up to her. Then we get the third match, which is Sami Zayn versus Otis. Sami would cut a promo about basically ending things with Chad Gable, and that things had gotten so far he don't even know what to call this rivalry. But he said once and for all he will end things at Clash at the Castle. This will bring up the Alpha Academy with Chad Gable, who would say that he's the only manipulator out here because he's trying to break up the Alpha Academy, and that they're a happy unit. But Sammy was accused him of being out of his damn mind and a lunatic if he thinks that the Alpha Academy are happy, and he tried to make everybody like smile and be happy, but they couldn't show that they were happy. And thus we do get to that match itself, which was a quick match anyway, because Otis, it really was a quick match. Other than the promo, it was basically Otis dominating for the most part, with Chad like throwing out instructions. Then Chad would basically get mad because he didn't do like this splash. He did like the splash 2 times, but he wanted to do it. Chad wanted him to do it another time for a third time, and he wouldn't do it. And so Chad would get on the apron and basically, scold him, tell him you need to listen to him and do what he said, you idiot. And when Otis would turn around to go back into the fight, he would get Haluna kick, and that would be the end of it. That was the end of the match, and then basically from there, Chad Gable would fight with Sami Zayn. He would pummel him from behind, while the others attend to Otis. But Chad Gable kicked Tozawa and Maxine out the ring, and then he told Otis to get up, you're fine. And he wanted Otis to hit Sammy, but Otis wouldn't do it. So Chad did the usual smacking Otis again, and it's like this time Otis was like doing his little shimmy, and he went, and you thought he was trying to clothesline Chad, but he ended up clotheslining Sammy, doing the world's strongest slam on him, and but he actually did for the first time turn around and like bad Chad Gable into the corner and raised his fist like he was going to hit Chad, but he ripped the Afro Academy shirt off, but then he got mad and just got out the ring and walked away with Tozawa and following behind him, trying to calm him down, with Chad in the ring smiling, thinking he just got away with it and whatnot. I think he lifted up Sami Zayn's belt too. Then we got R-Truth in the Miz, with the Miz finally fighting on R-Truth. R-Truth been talking to a fortune teller, which the fortune teller just turned out to be Scarlett, who talked him into giving AOP a championship tag team match later on tonight. Then we get the fourth match, which is Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler versus Isla Dawn and Albert Fire. Or shouts out to Albert Fire. She just went through a major tragedy. If you haven't heard, she just recently lost her mother. So that was a little bit a hard, bittersweet news to hear. So shouts out to her and RIP to your mother. But we got Zoe and Shayna in the tag team match with Bianca Belair, and then at ringside, it was rumors that Bianca Belair may be pregnant, and I'm like, they thought she was pregnant because she show off none of her abs or nothing. I'm like, that was just the outfit she wore. I'm just like, wait a minute, no, she's not pregnant because she just wrestled. She just wrestled last Friday at a pay-per-view, and she's wrestling this weekend. So she wouldn't do that if she was pregnant, and she don't even look pregnant. But only time will tell, though. But this was a good match. Not too much of a. It's not. I won't say not so good for Albert Fire and Issa Dawn, who are the whole time people going into this Clash of the Castle, as they would get quickly dispatched once Shayna Baszler got into the ring, who hit Albert Fire with the Kakuna clutch, and she would pass out. So Zoe Stark would get the victory, and I think it's not gonna be a triple threat match with Issa Dawn, Albert Fire, and Zoe Stark. Yeah, it's gonna be a triple threat match between all of them. So it is what it is. Then we get to the fifth match, which is we get to the fifth match, which is Ilya Dragunov versus Braun Breaker, which was a banger of a match. This was one of the best matches of the night. Wow. I mean, just wow. This was good. This was a good one. These guys was hard hitting. They beat the hell out of each other. I mean, they just was destroying each other. Braun targeted Ilya's ribs. Braun was just getting hit. Like, man, they beat the hell out of each other. But 3 spears later, Braun Breaker would get the victory over Ilya. He was about to try to like spear Ilya through the barricade, but Ricochet would intervene and send him into the crowd to fend off Braun Breaker. And I'm like, hey, see, Ricochet is not going nowhere. Still a little time left in the night. Uh, then we get another Judgment Day. I told you it was another Judgment Day promo. Um, yeah, because this was basically them talking about everything's under control. They have control with Liv Morgan. He was like, yeah, everything's under control, huh? David Cruz was like, everything's under control. Where's the key? Where's the room key? They was like, well, I don't know. Like, it was right here. Like, they trying to figure out what happened to it, and Dominic is over there like, what the hell? He was like, I don't. They were like, Dom. They like, I don't know how they got in there. Liv must have snuck it in there, and he was like, look, this is just Liv trying to split us up and play games with us. Everything's okay. We're good. She's dealt with. Dom is not going nowhere near it. But let's get focused on this match tonight with me and Drew. They're like, yeah, because Drew, Finn is going to whoop Drew's butt tonight, and then you're going to finish the job at Clash at the Castle. And they're like, yeah, let's go. And Dom, I'm not Dom, but Finn will take the room key and put it in his pocket. I'm like, hold on. Is you trying to go to the room, Finn? If somebody better use that key. I know I would have. Then we got Drew McIntyre backstage, just getting a pep talk with Sheamus. They were talking about LilBig Kaiser. I think LilBig Kaiser had like a video package too, declaring that he's going to be in the Money in the Bank match. But then Sheamus said he's going to, and since LilBig is going to enter there, he's going to enter and become Mr. Money in the Bank again. But Drew just told him, like, if you win Money in the Bank, just give me a heads up before you when you're going to cash in. He said, of course you will, because when he does, you just got to promise that we have a banger after banger after banger after, and that's the crowd took over, and Drew was all hyped up, ready for his match. And then we got the sixth match on the night, which is R-Truth and the Miz, or the Awesome Truth, versus AOP. And this was a fun tag team match. It was always, I think they cut a promo about Xavier joining them once they see the destruction they can cause and what they can do for him. They still try to recruit Xavier. I'm liking that they recruit Xavier, since Xavier's the only one who haven't had success as much as Kofi and Big E has, because Kofi and Big E, the pinnacle of their success, they both went on to become WWE champions. This was a pretty good one. It was a pretty good match. I enjoyed it. R-Truth and then would get some assistance in the form of the New Day, who I didn't think was even there, but they came out to. I forgot they was here. I apologize too. I didn't apologize for this. What I was about to say was I didn't realize until like halfway through the show that they was here in Toledo, Ohio, and I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, but they was in Toledo, and I'm like, I need to apologize because the Toledo crowd sucked. Like, they sucked. But I promise you, we'll be better for SummerSlam. We're going to make up for that when they come here for SummerSlam. I promise you, SummerSlam will not be a dead crowd. At least I hope. But I say that because some of these matches was very good. Like the Braun Breaker and Ilya match was good, and the crowd did not get into it. Like, the crowd, that you would think the match sucked, but the match was good. The crowd just sucked. But no, the New Day will come out and help by getting to a brawl and even up the score with Karrion Kross and them, causing a distraction, allowing R-Truth and the Miz to get the victory. Then we got a backstage promo with Ricochet still helping Ilya try to get to the training room, but Braun Breaker would come and spear Ilya over some crazy stuff, and then he would get into a brawl with Ricochet, which ended with him just basically beating the hell out of Ricochet, throwing him around on stuff. and then putting him through a windshield of a car, and they put him in the ambulance with Samantha Irving. They saw later she was watching it, and she would leave. She would leave and meet the ambulance backstage, and she would leave with Ricochet in the ambulance. Um, I guess this. I'm like, well, there it is. I'm like, that's the little exit in case he. But from what I've heard, they said that since he still got time to decide whether or not he's going to stay and leave, they did that just in case he decides to stick with the plan of leaving. But if he doesn't, they're going to rewrite him back into the story. But if he chooses to leave, this was how they chose to write him out of the story in WWE. Then we get to the main event, which is Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre, and this was a good match. Remember, the stakes is that if Drew wins, the Judgment Day is barred from ringside, and if Drew doesn't win, they will be there to witness Damian Priest humiliate him. This was a good match. Judgment Day would try to get involved, but in the end, Drew McIntyre would win with a Claymore kick. This was a worthy main event. It really was. They had a couple of good spots here and there. I did like that Finn Balor did a couple of times. It would look like he was about to win, but every time when he looked like he was about to pull out the victory, something would happen or Drew would kick out. But like I said, Drew McIntyre would win. Then have a stare down with Damian Priest to end the show. Overall, this was a pretty good go home show. The crowd being lackluster, so as since they was in Ohio and that's my people, I feel like I have to take responsibility for the fact that there was horrible crowd. But I promise when they come here to the Cleveland part for SummerSlam, it would be better. So with that being said, I give this was a pretty good show, so I give it an 8 out of 10. And Liv Morgan said really helped out. They killed 2 birds with one stone, setting up Liv's next opponent being Zelina Vega, while also furthering the story with Dominic and Rhea. I'm hoping I get to see Mommy, because the reports indicate that she will be back before SummerSlam to set up a match between her and Liv for SummerSlam. So here's hoping to that. But 8 out of 10, big ups. You let me know in the comments down below what you thought, and if you enjoy, you hit this button right here, not the duck, but the little card that pops up for the WWE, for all my WWE reviews. And if you enjoy the video so much, you want to support the channel, you gotta do hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, because we're trying to reach 10,000 subscribers. And as always, hit one of these videos for more of my amazing content, but don't go anywhere because I got more reactions coming your way, plus some new ones too. So peace.